Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome back. This is Rachel's RC buggy and this is my coffee cup. Now Rachel owns 3 RCs. She owns this, she owns her Midnight Pumpkin, which a few of you have seen recently, and she owns a 4-wheel drive short course truck, which she doesn't want to keep. She doesn't really have any connection with a short course truck. She very rarely uses her RC trucks, so she's getting rid of that, just keep this and the Midnight Pumpkin. Incidentally, I always use my coffee cups and I have many of them. This is a Team C Jekyll, which means it's an Ansman Mad Rat. It is a Mad Rat. When Ansman were no more, the Mad Rat was sold again under the name Team C Jekyll. It is the same truck. It has the same part numbers, which means it's awesome because the Mad Rat, that's mine up there, is the most reliable and not robust, but the most reliable and dependable RC I've ever owned, and I absolutely adore my Mad Rat. So this is obviously a great buggy as well. Like her Midnight Pumpkin, this has been neglected. It's not been used for years and it needs an overhaul, which is what I'm going to do. First things first, you can see the wing is missing. That has been smashed to bits years ago and that's long gone. The body shell is not in terrible condition. There's a big split here, but overall it's a bit mucky and there's mud and stuff under the stickers and it looks a bit filthy and rubbish, but it's not in terrible nick. But it's a bit uninspired, isn't it, really? And if you want to do an overhaul, you want it to look nice again, and the colours are a bit uninspired. They're not bad, but they're not great. There's nothing popping out. It's just a bit bland, so we'll get a new body shell. We're also getting new wheels and tyres, and we're going to treat it to new electronics. So I'll show you underneath this buggy shell. Yeah, there we go. If you own a Mad Rat, an Ansman Mad Rat, and or you've seen one before, this is absolutely familiar. It's also very similar to the associated what they call DBs. Associated. I'm looking at the Mad Rat because the Mad Rat was essentially a rip off of the B4, so it's a bit like an associated B4, slightly different, but yeah, budget copy. It's filthy. You can see it, the gearbox is filthy and everything, but that's okay. Things can clean up. The suspension badly needs a service. Look at this. So that works. These ones aren't as bad, but not quite bad, but that was brilliant. It's running the Absima ECU1 speed controller, which is a brushed speed controller. Brushed motor has got nickel metal hydride or LiPo compatible. Fine. It makes sense because Team C is under the Absima umbrella. This motor is some sort of brushed motor. Thrust, it says. Thrust 21. Probably right. But the electronics are slightly confusing because the radio system is a 27 megahertz Traxxas system and the servo is an old Traxxas servo. Now, I have no idea where they came from. I have no recollection at all. I cannot fathom because I've never owned the Traxxas. Rachel's never owned the Traxxas. Rachel's brother, sorry, there's traffic going past. Rachel's brother did own a Traxxas. He owned a Mini E-Revo VXL. But the VXL was the brushless 3S 50 miles an hour out of the box truck. There's no way that came with a 27 megahertz system, surely. Surely that thing came with a 2.4 gigahertz system and it could do 50. So, and it was very expensive, way overpriced. Holy crap, was it overpriced. He was an absolute nutter for buying that thing. Anyway, so there's no way that came with a 27 megahertz. I mean, even if, a long shot, even if it did come with 27 megahertz and he replaced it with a 40 megahertz, which I don't think he did, that doesn't explain the servo, because I'm pretty sure the Mini Revo has a smaller sized servo, not standard size, but a miniature sized servo. And even if it doesn't, even if it is standard, I know for a fact he didn't swap the servo over. So the only thing I can think of is we've bought some second-hand RC at some point, which came with Traxxas radio gear and Traxxas servo in it. It's the only thing I can think of. It wasn't this, because this has got the original Absima ESC in it, and Rachel's lunchbox has got, not lunchbox, Midnight Pumpkin has got an Absima 2.4 gigahertz system in it, which would have come from this, because I never bought that system, so it must have come from somewhere. It can only have come from this. It's got an Absima motor, speed controller. It must have had the Absima radio gear, so that's where that came from. Maybe her Midnight Pumpkin was second hand, but I don't think it was. I think I built it, and our short course truck was definitely brand new. The only thing I can think of is maybe it was the Midnight Pumpkin. I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, this is all getting chucked out of there. I'm going to convert this to brushless, and I'm going to fit a 2.4 gigahertz system to this. The old 27 megahertz Traxxas transmitter is already in the bin. The receiver will be going to the bin. That old servo's, past it. It's going in the bin. I've got a brand new servo. I think it's an E-Tronics one somewhere. I think it's E-Tronics, but it's sitting around somewhere. That's going in there. As far as radio gear, I've got a Core RC, just a budget Core RC 2.4 gigahertz system. It's perfectly fine. It's the one I'm using, that Yokomo. Perfectly fine. And in terms of brushless system, I have a brushless system in my Madrat. This one won't be quite as fast or as powerful. That's a 3900 kV. This is going to have a 3300 kV, 600 kV lower. The reason being, there's two reasons. First of which, Rachel's driving is, and the second reason is this gearbox in this drivetrain is standard. My Madra has had uprated gears and a Kevlar spur. This is still running the standard plastic gears, plastic spur. Parts are not that readily available anymore. It's a very old buggy. They've been out of production for years. I don't want to push our luck with it, really. So 3300 kV, a little bit gentler on the drivetrain, and not quite as fast for Rachel to plow into things, because she has a bit of track history. I mean, I rebuilt that and she smashed it, so I rebuilt it again and she's not allowed to drive it. She crashed into the camera last time and into my lunchbox accidentally when we last out filming, and her Midnight Pumpkin does about 3 miles a fortnight. So yes, but it'll still be good. I mean, 3300 kV will be perfectly fine in a buggy this light. It won't set the world on fire, but it'll go much better than your standard, brush timers, etc. That'll be fine. Gone for Fast Trax wheels and tires because I found them to be excellent, especially for the price. I've got Fast Trax wheels and tires. At least I had them on my old lossy XXX SCT, which I gave away, and they had so much grip. I've never had any issue with Fast Trax wheels and tires. These tires are obviously gone. You can see they're basically bald in the centre. These front ones are okay, but I'm going to give them a little bit. They're not as off-road oriented as the Schumacher block tires on the Madrat, but they will be much happier both on and off-road than these are. And yeah, it'll be a pretty good buggy overall. It'll have a big clean up, surface suspension, it'll be running fine. The body shell I've ordered doesn't come with window masks or stickers, so Rachel's going to try and paint this for the first time. She's never done an RC paint job before. She's never done it. She's never tried it. So this is it's the same shape as this cab forward buggy. It's going to be relatively straightforward as far as RC bodies go. Comes with wing. She will need to use liquid mask to paint out the window masks. I mean, you could use tape, I suppose, but there's lots of curves and stuff. And on top of that, Rachel has amazing art skills. She's amazing at art. Really good at painting. So she'll have no problem painting out the window masks with the liquid mask and paintbrush. And then after that, spray painting might be more difficult. She's never done that before, but she's going to give it a go. She's already picked out her paint colour. I won't spoil it here. And hopefully it comes out looking great, and going great, and handling great, and jumping great, and being great. And it's a Madrat, so I will. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and see you soon. Bye bye.